Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Saturday. We got 15 matchups on this MLB slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action. Go ahead, turn on those notification bells. And yeah, we'll hop in it here. Busy slate today, starting with the Los Angeles Angels versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto opening up as home favorites at minus 125. The Angels plus 105 with the over-under at 9. Angels coming into this matchup 54-50. Toronto 58-46. Pitching for the Angels is Reed Detmers with an ERA of 4.38. Pitching for Toronto was Alek Manoah with an ERA of 6.10. Detmers, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 9 strikeouts. Manoah, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Angels losing 4-1 yesterday. Tough loss for the Angels. The Angels just really can't hit. Outside of Ohtani, I mean, they really do struggle hitting. And it's definitely tough to see. I mean, they had the bases loaded multiple times last night. Couldn't even get a run in. And, I think I'm going to roll with Toronto at home in this one. Next matchup, we've got the Detroit Tigers versus the Miami Marlins. Miami opening up as home favorites at minus 160. Detroit plus 135 with the over-under at 8. Detroit coming into this matchup 46-58. The Marlins 56-48. Pitching for the Tigers is Bo Brieske with an ERA of 4.76. Pitching for the Marlins is Johnny Cueto with an ERA of 4.50. Brieske, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Cueto, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 8 strikeouts. Detroit on a 4-game losing streak, losing to Miami 5-6 yesterday. Miami on a 2-game winning streak. Detroit, got the cover yesterday. It was a close game. Detroit, they haven't played well against Miami. Just 3-6 on the road against Miami here. I still think Detroit's a good underdog here, and I'll take Detroit plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Phillies opening up as road favorites at minus 170. The Pirates plus 150 with the over-under at 9. Phillies coming into this matchup 56-47. The Pirates 45-58. Pitching for the Phillies is Aaron Nola with an ERA of 4.25. Pitching for the Phillies is Quinn Priester with an ERA of 9.28. Nola, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Priester, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 4 strikeouts. The Phillies on a 3-game winning streak, coming off a pit win yesterday, 2-1, a close one there. Phillies 6-0 on the road against the Pirates, 7-1 straight up against the Pirates here. I like Phillies here, playing well. Like Nola on the mound, and I'm going to take the Phillies on the road. Next matchup, we got the Cleveland Guardians versus the Chicago White Sox. Cleveland opening up as road favorites at minus 140. The White Sox plus 120 with the over-under at 9.5. Cleveland coming into this matchup 52-52. The White Sox 42-63. Pitching for the Guardians is Logan Allen with an ERA of 3.39. Pitching for the White Sox is Mike Clevinger with an ERA of 3.88. Allen, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Clevinger, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Cleveland losing 0-3 yesterday, getting shut out. The first one the White Sox have had that was snapping their 6-game losing streak. Both pitchers pitching very well in their last 3 starts here. I like Cleveland to bounce back. Just a bad game yesterday. I think they'll bounce back here, and I'm going to take the Guardians on the road. Next matchup, we got the Minnesota Twins versus the Kansas City Royals. Twins opening up as road favorites at -190. The Royals +150 with the over-under at 9.5. Twins coming into this matchup 54-41. The Royals 30-75. Pitching for the Twins is Bailey Ober with an ERA of 2.76. Pitching for the Royals is Jordan Lyles with an ERA of 6.02. Ober, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Lyles, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Minnesota on a 3-game losing streak, coming off a Royals loss yesterday. A tough loss. Royals hit a grand slam in extra innings. I mean, that was absolutely crazy. Tough loss for Minnesota. They are 9-2 against the Royals here. And then you got Lyles on the mound, 1-12 on the mound. Just been very bad on the mound this year for the Royals. And I like the Twins to bounce back today, and I'm going to take Minnesota on the road. Next matchup, we've got the Washington Nationals versus the New York Mets. Mets opening up as home favorites at -170. Washington +150 with the over-under at 9.5. Washington coming into this matchup 43-61. The Mets 49-54. Pitching for the Nationals is Patrick Corbin with an ERA of 5.09. Pitching for the Mets is Carlos Carrasco with an ERA of 5.82. Corbin, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Carrasco, his last start, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Washington coming off back-to-back losses against the Mets here. Mets playing very well in this series right now. Washington 5-15 on the road against New York, where they do struggle. Pretty even pitching matchup. I like what the Mets have been doing this series, and I think I'm going to roll with New York at home. Next matchup, we've got the Boston Red Sox versus the San Francisco Giants. Boston opening up as road favorites at -115. The Giants -105 with the over-under at 8. Boston coming into this matchup 56-47. The Giants 56-48. Pitching for Boston is James Paxton with an ERA of 3.46. Pitching for the Giants is Anthony DeSclafani with an ERA of 4.88. Paxton, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 7 strikeouts. DeSclafani, his last start, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Boston on a 5-game winning streak, beating the Giants yesterday 3-2. A nice win for Boston. They're playing great baseball right now. 6-2 on the road against the Giants. Yeah, I like Paxton on the mound here, and I think I want to roll with Boston on the road in this one. Next matchup, we've got the Chicago Cubs versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals opening up as home favorites at -110. The Cubs +100 with the over-under at 10. Cubs coming into this matchup 52-51. The Cardinals 46-59. Pitching for the Cubs is Jamison Tylon with an ERA of 5.64. Pitching for the Cardinals is Adam Wainwright with an ERA of 7.31. Tylon, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 6 strikeouts. Wainwright, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 3 strikeouts. The Cubs, they're playing great right now. 9-1 in their last 10. Back-to-back wins against the Cardinals. And yeah, Cubs are hot right now. 5-0 against St. Louis here. Getting them as an underdog today, the way they're playing. Yeah, give me Cubs +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we've got the New York Yankees versus the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore opening up as home favorites at -120. The Yankees +100 with the over-under at 9. Yankees coming into this matchup 54-48. The Orioles 62-40. Pitching for the Yankees is Clark Schmidt with an ERA of 4.33. Pitching for the Orioles is Tyler Wells with an ERA of 3.65. Schmidt, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Wells, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 5 strikeouts. The Yankees, coming off a Baltimore loss yesterday, 1-0. Great game for Baltimore. Was able to shut out the Yankees, which was nice. Yankees 0-5 on the road right now, not playing that great on the road. Pretty even pitching matchup, I'd say. I like Baltimore here. I'm going to take the Orioles at home. All right, next matchup, we've got the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Houston Astros. Houston opening up as home favorites at -120. The Rays +115 with the over-under at 8.5. Rays coming into this matchup 63-43. The Astros 58-46. Pitching for the Rays is Taj Bradley with an ERA of 5.17. Pitching for the Astros is Hunter Brown with an ERA of 4.19. Bradley, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Brown, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 4 strikeouts. The Rays beating Houston yesterday 4-3. Houston on a 2-game losing streak here. Pretty even pitching matchup, I'd say. I like the Rays, and I'm going to take Rays +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Milwaukee Brewers versus the Atlanta Braves. Braves opening up as home favorites at -195. The Brewers +165 with the over-under at 10. Brewers coming into this matchup 57-47. Braves 65-36. Pitching for the Brewers is Julio Teheran with an ERA of 3.75. Pitching for the Braves is Bryce Elder with an ERA of 3.30. Teheran, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 5 strikeouts. Elder, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 2 strikeouts. The Brewers losing to the Braves yesterday 10-7. This one's hard to gauge. I mean, both teams playing kind of poorly here lately. And you're looking at a pretty even pitching matchup as of late. Both pitchers giving up their fair share of runs here. I still think the Brewers are a good underdog, and I think I'm going to take Brewers +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we've got the Oakland Athletics versus the Colorado Rockies. Rockies opening up as home favorites at -110. Oakland +100 with the over-under at 12. Oakland coming into this matchup 29-76. The Rockies 40-63. Pitching for Oakland is Paul Blackburn with an ERA of 5.06. Pitching for the Rockies is Chris Flexen with an ERA of 7.71. Blackburn, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 5 strikeouts. Flexen, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Oakland beating the Rockies yesterday 8-5. Rockies on a 3-game losing streak here. Pretty even pitching matchup. Flexen hasn't been good on the mound for the Rockies this season, and not in love with this matchup here, and I think I'll take a shot with Oakland +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Seattle Mariners versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. Seattle opening up as road favorites at -120. Arizona +110 with the over-under at 9.5. Seattle coming into this matchup 53-50. Arizona 55-49. Pitching for Seattle is Brian Wu with an ERA of 4.91. Pitching for Arizona is Brandon Pfaadt with an ERA of 8.81. Wu, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Pfaadt, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Seattle on a 3-game winning streak, coming off an Arizona win. Arizona, they are just struggling. 3-7 in their last 10. Have not played well here. Seattle 6-0 on the road against Arizona. 7-2 straight up against Arizona. I just don't like the way Arizona's playing right now, and I'm going to take Seattle on the road. Next matchup, we got the Texas Rangers versus the San Diego Padres. Padres opening up as home favorites at -180. Rangers +150 with the over-under at 9. Rangers coming into this matchup 60-44. The Padres 50-54. Pitching for the Rangers is Martin Perez with an ERA of 4.91. Pitching for the Padres is Yu Darvish with an ERA of 4.80. Perez, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Darvish, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 7 runs, had 3 strikeouts. The Rangers losing just a tough one yesterday, 7-1 against the Padres. Crazy, the Rangers 0-9 against the Padres. 1-5 on the road. They just have not been able to beat the Padres. I don't really get it. Perez hasn't been that great on the mound. Definitely giving up a lot of runs. Darvish coming off a 7-run game here. I still think Rangers are good underdogs, but the fact they just have not been able to beat the Padres is just kind of crazy here. And I think I'm going to have to flip and go with the Padres at home in this one. In the last matchup, we get the Cincinnati Reds versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers opening up as home favorites at -200. The Reds +170 with the over-under at 10.5. Reds coming into this matchup 57-48. The Dodgers 58-44. Pitching for the Reds is Luke Weaver with an ERA of 7.20. Pitching for the Dodgers is Emmett Shaheen with an ERA of 6.75. Weaver, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 1 strikeout. Shaheen, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 8 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Reds getting a big underdog win yesterday, 6-5. Nice win for Cincinnati. Pretty even pitching. Both pitchers giving up runs here. I still think Reds are a great underdog here. I mean, they got the big underdog win yesterday. Don't see why they can't do that again today here. And I'm going to take Reds +1.5 on the road. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good one.